Hello, YouTube family. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharida. Welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you all so much for the love and the continued support of my channel. Bonus video. Hello. How y'all doing out there? So, of course, we're here today because there's a new drop from your boy, Tom Ford. Okay. And I'm here to give it to you straight and no chaser. You know how I do. Yeah, we're about to get into the new release of Cherry Smoke and Electric Cherry, which are a continuation of the ever popular Lost Cherry. So without further ado, you guys, let's jump right into today's video. All right, you guys. So the two new fragrances, like I said, they're continuation of, I guess they're trying to start a cherry series, just like they tried to continue and capitalize off of the success of Rose Prick. They came out with an extension of the Rose range, and it was a bit of a disappointment, in my opinion, because you really don't hear people talking about, those Rose fragrances much. I did try Rose D'Amalfi, very disappointed, but Lost Cherry. Lost Cherry set off a whole cherry trend, right? And so why would they not, try to continue the success and piggyback off of that with expanding this cherry range? And great idea, great marketing, but does it stack up to Lost Cherry? Now, me personally, if you ride with me, I'm not a huge fan of Lost Cherry. And that's just, fragrance is very subjective. I had very, very poor performance from Lost Cherry, and it just wasn't like the cherry. It was a little artificial on my skin, and it's just not a scent profile that I personally enjoyed. However, it absolutely made cherry like the note of 2022. So let's get into these fragrances. First of all, the price. Okay, now you know I have mentioned before, a lot of the Tom Ford fragrances have seen a spike, an increase in prices. So you're talking about paying $390, okay? $400. You might as well just say $400 for 1.7 ounces, a 50 ml for a designer fragrance. What? What the what? And these are priced the same. Okay, so $390 for these little 50 ml bottles. And it comes in the standard packaging that we know from Tom Ford for the private line. So let's take a look first at Cherry Smoke. Cherry Smoke is definitely unisex, leaning very masculine. So if you had in your mind, ladies, okay, or people that prefer feminine scents, that this is going to be like Lost Cherry, but a little sexier, a little deeper. This is very, very masculine leaning, okay? So Tom Ford is just not a house I blind buy from, period. But if you're on the fence, stop in, pop in, and test it, because it definitely leans masculine. Now, let's look at the notes. Okay, so the notes for Cherry Smoke are saffron and sour cherry in top notes, middle notes of olive, leather, Chinese osmanthus, and apricot. And then in the base, we have woody notes, smoke, and a cypriol oil. So this fragrance, when I first smelled it in store, I automatically thought, wow, this is very dark, very sexy, very masculine. Now, as I tried it on my skin, it dried down to literally almost no cherry at all. When I say you get cherry only in the opening of this fragrance, you get it only in the opening. It is going to take such a far back seat once it begins to dry down. And to me, I'm getting much more of like an incense, leathery, slightly oudy vibe. It is beautiful. It's woody. But I feel like Tom Ford has better, smoky, woody, leathery scents in his range. Now, this may be, if you're a guy and you love scents like that, test this one out, because you may absolutely love it. But For them to put cherry in the name, okay, cherry smoke, why do they do that? Why would you have something called cherry smoke and there is like literally 5 minutes of cherry in the very opening? At least give us a cherry in the top and the mid. I understand that the final dry down may lack cherry, but I sprayed my hand, I want to say about 20 minutes ago. The cherry is finito. It is gone. This is just period. This is leathery. It is woody. A very, very slight hint of like an woody feel from the cypriol oil. And it is very incensey to me. I do think that this has good longevity, okay? And it has a moderate sillage. I don't think this is beast mode. Um, but you'll definitely have a beautiful sillage and you have some projection with this one. So we'll get to if it's worth the price point after we talk about electric cherry. Now, electric cherry is without a doubt the more feminine of the two. This one is, the opening is so beautiful. Okay, when I first sprayed it in store, I was like, oh, thank you, Tom. Thank you. And then it began to dry down. So very much like so, this only has cherry in the opening. So for you to put the name electric cherry on this bottle is so very misleading for the both of these. These are not, if you think you're about to get another iteration of Lost Cherry where it's cherry, like Lost Cherry is cherry, okay? These are not that. So if you don't mind just a quick burst of cherry in the opening, knock yourself out. But if you're expecting a true cherry scent, this is not it. Now, electric cherry, the opening in the middle, I found to be very gorgeous, very feminine. And I was almost like literally floating on a cloud for like a good 20 minutes. So let's get into the notes of electric cherry. So electric cherry has cherry, ginger in the top. It has jasmine sambac as the middle note, and it has ambretellide, pink pepper, and musk in the base. So it has a sour cherry opening, and you get this very beautiful, almost effervescent quality from the ginger. Like I said, beautiful opening, okay? And it's gonna trick you in store. You're gonna spray this on your skin and you'll be like, girl, put it in the bag, ring me up, because that is literally what happened to me. You guys, this dries, like this is a jasmine scent. This is a very ambery jasmine fragrance. That is what this is. This is not cherry anything, okay? The cherry is lost. Like literally, like I said, you got about 5-10 minutes and the cherry greatly dissipates. I would have, again, loved to see some kind of cherry in the middle. What is so hard? If you're gonna put cherry on the front of the bottle, make sure that you have that in the top and in the mid. Now, this is without a doubt a white floral jasmine scent. I feel like the only thing having a bigger moment in fragrance right now than the cherry note is a sweet white floral. So that is what you're getting with electric cherry. That is just how it wears on my skin. So you may get something very different. The cherry may stick around for you, but for me, no, yeah. It's like, I don't want to say it's almost like a fizzy pop in the open. It's not quite that. It's effervescent. And the jasmine in this fragrance is so beautifully done though. It is very creamy. The ambretellide at the base, it's beautiful. This is a beautiful scent. I will say that. But by the time this reaches its final dry down, which is what you're going to get for the most of the life of this scent, this is really heading into that very, very designer, run-of-the-mill sweet white floral. So this in no way, shape, or form, okay, is worth $380 in my opinion. I'm sorry, $390 plus tax, okay? Depending on where you live, it may put you over $400. But why? 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 $400? No, neither one of these are going to be worth their price point, in my opinion. Just as I've always said, I don't think Lost Cherry is worth their price point. Now, is this a beautiful fragrance? Yes. Is this a beautiful fragrance? Yes. I feel like there are a few performance issues on this, not as bad as Lost Cherry. But for this price point, I would expect it to project longer, than the first hour and a half, 2 hours. I would expect for it to project a little better. And it's okay. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's nice, but this is a jasmine fragrance. Like, this is a very run-of-the-mill jasmine fragrance, and it's $400 for a 50 ml. So keep that in mind when you are buying this fragrance, because I went and picked these up the very first day it dropped. They didn't even have them out yet. They didn't have them out yet. They didn't have anything on display. I had to get the lady to go in the back and get them. And she said that these are already damn near sold out. Okay. So people are buying it. Will they, be happy with their purchase? I don't know. Because like I said, beautiful opening, feel very flat, sexy, not very cherry, not very cherry. So am I going to give these the buy? I would say no. Um, just because if these were 120 bucks, 120, 150 at the most, okay, I could consider adding something like this into my collection. This one, it's just, I feel like if I'm in the mood to wear something like this, I would go for Cherry Oud by Guerlain. I think that leans just a little bit more feminine, and you get much more cherry, and it's just a better fragrance in my opinion. Yeah, so let me tell you, both of these, the total was like 800 and I want to say $830. And I'm holding 100 ml of fragrance in my hand. Let that sink in, okay? All right, you guys. So that is our video for today. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, you guys, especially if you are new here watching for the first time. We would love to have you join the family. Make sure notification bell is turned on to all. And last but not least, give the video a big thumbs up as it helps this channel to grow. It has been real. I love you all, YouTube, and I will catch you guys on the next one.